My name is Gavin Hill, VP of Product and Strategy at Bromium. Bromium provides application isolation from a hardware perspective, whereby we isolate applications and any malicious activity within those applications from the host, ultimately protecting an organization's intellectual property from theft. From an AppSec perspective, Bromium has in-house pen testers where Bromium employs a hypervisor for what we're doing from a hardware isolation perspective. Our pen testers focus on how can they break the hypervisor, looking for vulnerabilities there. So we do have a hardened hypervisor. We actually have a couple of different hypervisors we use that are built in-house. We also then have the pen testers who are looking at the management console for any vulnerabilities there as to how could they manipulate or break the system from that perspective. So the benefit that we've gained out of working with Bugcrowd is we now have the ability to really expand that portfolio of pen testers, different skill sets as well, who have the ability now to pen test Bromium solution. One of the additional benefits we found in working with Bugcrowd is the crowd control platform that we've utilized with Bugcrowd to triage threats. The benefit that we see in that is any new threats or any new vulnerabilities that are potentially identified by pen testers, Bugcrowd triages for us and then hands that over to our program manager, who respectively logs tickets to the respective engineers or teams that need to address those vulnerabilities that have been identified. If I were to recommend Bugcrowd to a peer, I'd describe Bugcrowd as turnkey. One of the benefits that we found in working with Bugcrowd is it's a well-oiled machine, and in us trying to find specific pen testers for trying to break a hypervisor, for example, it would have been quite a hard task. We worked with Bugcrowd to identify specific pen testers who had the right skill sets in order for the project that we were looking to address. One suggestion I would have to any of my peers who would be concerned about implementing a bug bounty program would be to absolutely implement a bug bounty program and to use an outside vendor such as Bugcrowd, simply because they're turnkey, they offer a great service. In addition to that, one of the fears that many organizations do have is, well, what happens if I actually get my software out there? What happens if a bug is found or an issue is found? The benefit to that, though, is from a cost or an ROI perspective, the ROI is actually quite significant in that these are pen testers out there. They're highly skilled individuals based on specifically what the project is that you want them to bug bounty on. But ultimately, from an ROI perspective, rather have a white hat pen tester finding and identifying a vulnerability in your solution versus somebody using it nefariously out there to bypass any of your security controls. Because no security control is 100% perfect. All security controls can be broken in some way, shape or form, and rather identify them via a bug bounty versus somebody using it against you and ultimately impacting your customers. One of the other benefits that we saw in working with Bugcrowd was in the overall management of the program. Not only in the triaging of any vulnerabilities that were coming in, but also just really getting our support team within Bugcrowd up to speed on how the product works. With Bugcrowd, we found their technical expertise really up to par, where we didn't have to spend a lot of time getting them up to speed on how the solution works or the benefits of the solution.